Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Happy Thursday to you all. And if you're new here, you won't know this, but Thursdays are like my favorite days of all. You know, you're so close to the weekend, but there's just enough time for you to kind of start wrapping things up for the week and work. You don't feel super duper like behind if you are behind because you still have an extra day. I love Thursdays, but again, happy Thursday. Whether you're just starting your day, you're in the middle, or towards the end, I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Hope that everything is going well and that everything that you set out to do, you were able to accomplish those things, or if you weren't, that you're okay with just moving it to the next day, because a lot of times that happens and we just need to be flexible with our mindset and our expectations. Don't you agree? If you're having a rough day, if you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, I encourage you to take the 5-minute reset. The 5-minute reset is where you take at least 5 minutes to be by yourself. If you have more time, please take more time, but you take 5 minutes by yourself at least to just kind of reset, come back to baseline, to shake everything off, kind of release any tension and stress, any problems that are looming, any trouble that's been happening. You kind of just let it go for a few minutes. You also take the time to make a gratitude list of at least 4 things, and please make sure the list is at least 4 things. It's like more of a substantial list than just 3 things, and sometimes 5 can be a lot for people. I don't want it to be super intimidating. I want it to be easy. And making a gratitude list is actually pretty easy because there are so many things that you can be grateful for. You can be grateful for really big things like being able to have a roof over your head and have money in the bank to buy food. You can be grateful for really small things like being able to have such an amazing smoothie bowl this morning for breakfast that you picked up on your way to work or wherever you're going. Or you can be grateful for medium things. You can be grateful that you actually were able to put away all of your laundry today after you did it. I never succeeded that, but maybe that is like one of your things to be grateful for. So just remember, when you are making gratitude lists, when you are thinking of things to be grateful for, they don't have to be big, humongous things. No, they can be the smallest things, medium things. It doesn't matter. We're all grateful for something, and it's amazing because by expanding what we can be grateful for, it essentially gives you like a never-ending list of things to be grateful for. And in addition to making a gratitude list, taking some time to shake everything out, make sure that you maybe take some time to problem solve if the issue that you are experiencing needs solving, and maybe you can think of some ways to get past the issue, talk to whomever you need to speak with, kind of figure out a way to turn things around, whatever it needs to be. But most importantly, when you are done with the 5-minute reset, before you go back to regular life, before you completely end that kind of like meditation type time, make sure that you are feeling at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of your day, because the whole point of the reset is for you to kind of just like lift those burdens off your shoulders, kind of take a break from the stress that you are experiencing, make a gratitude list, which is supposed to help you shift your mindset and realize that there are so many amazing things still going well for you, and you should feel at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of your day because of all the amazing things you still are able to be grateful for and that are happening in your life. And I'm not here to diminish your feelings at all whatsoever, but I want to remind you that yes, you might be going through one of the worst waves of trouble in your entire life, but even still, it's important to remember that there are still plenty of things to be grateful for, to enjoy, and to feel happy about. So just remember that. But happy Thursday. I do hope that you are actually having a good day and that you do not have to go through the 5-minute reset. Just a reminder that this week on the podcast, we are talking about how to have the best week ever. And today, Thursday, we're talking about putting your mental health first. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. We all know that if your mental health is on point, you will feel like you can do anything and stronger to get through anything. And today I want to quickly chat about how to have your mental health on point so that you are ready to take on the week with all of its uncertainties and complexities. So I know I talk about mental health all the time. That is like the basis of this podcast, and I definitely wanted to highlight it within this week because I feel like if your mental health is not on point, if it's not in a space if it's not in a fragile space, I will say, then, then you can just thrive through the week. You can be strong, you can get through whatever comes at you. But if your mental health is kind of like, shaky and there's hard things happening, then you're going to have to do a little bit of extra work to make sure that you do have the best week ever. And that's not a bad thing. We all need to be working hard at certain things that are happening in our lives. But I want to give you some tips on how to help your mental health be stable so that you can have the best week ever. So first off, go into the week knowing that something bad will happen. And I don't mean something catastrophic, but something unexpected will happen. Things will go sideways and there will be frustrations and issues. And I don't believe this is going in with a negative outlook at all, because your mindset will be different if you expect that not everything will be perfectly in line and up to snuff every single moment of the day and week. It's important to just go into the week knowing that, okay, this and this and this could happen. And I'm not saying that you need to spend any time dwelling on any several lists of negative possibilities that could be happening based upon whatever is going on in your week. But I want you to at least go in knowing, okay, this is probably not going to be a perfect week. And if it turns out to be a perfect week, which nothing is perfect, if it just turns out to be like a really, really great week, then that's a bonus. That's amazing. That's awesome. And you're right here. You're just managing your expectations. And this is super important, especially if you are a perfectionist or a people pleaser, because your expectations are always much higher than they need to be. And it's so high that you will never hit them. So that's super important to remember. And if you get your mindset to a point where it is flexible and are able to manage your expectations for the week, you will set yourself up to have the best week ever. So just keep that in mind. Keep your expectations medium, low. Just manage them to a point where they're not sky high and seemingly unable to reach. You don't want to be in that spot where you're continually letting yourself down because you're setting all of these super high expectations. You have all these plans to get done and you're not giving yourself enough time. You're just not being realistic with yourself. You have to be realistic. You have to have those come to Jesus moments with yourself and really just be like, listen, I'm not going to get this done. This is not a reality. This is not a real plan that's actually going to work out and go through. So just consider that, manage your expectations, and know that something might go wrong, but that's okay. It's totally fine. You'll be able to be flexible, shift, and move in whatever direction is necessary to keep on thriving for the week. And if you, in addition to that, if you suffer from anxiety, I find that it is very helpful to have a few things planned during your week that you can look forward to and know are coming. Anxiety is based heavily on fear of what could happen, and by having a few things already scheduled into your week, you have those things to look forward to and less time to worry about what could happen with any free time that is coming up. Like if you're planning on going to take the dog to the groomer, it's like, okay, that's going to be great because then you can drop them off and look forward to picking them back up. Maybe you have to go grocery shopping on a certain day, or maybe you need to go to the post office, and I know that some of these errands are not sounding like super fun, but just in general, things that you need to do for the week, you'll have those things to look forward to. They could be more fun things. They could be like hanging out with your friends, or they could be going to see a movie. But I know most movie theaters right now are only showing old movies because new movies aren't coming out, but you know what I mean. You can go see movies, you can go out to dinner now in certain places. Whatever it is, find a couple things that you can look forward to that are going to turn out fine. And maybe there might be some issues ruffled up in those things, but I feel like problems that are associated with happenings like that aren't necessarily going to be earth-shattering. They're not going to be like life-altering issues that are going to come up, and maybe I'm leaving a small percentage open right there, but you know what I mean. So it's more manageable. Find that some things that you want to do this week that you can look forward to, that'll set your sights high. It'll be super exciting, and it'll help manage any anxiety that you have for what's to come for the week, because you already know that things that you've planned to do that you've probably already done before are happening, and that is very great and very comforting. It's also helpful to find something within every task, appointments, or events that you have to be a part of for the week that you can be in control of for the sake of your anxiety. It will lower your stress a bit, and you won't be waiting in the fear of uncertainty as much if you have your little piece of control to hang on to. But be careful with control, as it can form into something much bigger and more problematic if taken too far. But whatever it is you're doing with the week, maybe you have to go to a doctor's appointment, or maybe you have to go grocery shopping, maybe you have to go to the post office, maybe you have to go take the dog to get groomed, okay? You have all of these things. And, if you can find a little thing that if your anxiety is just like sky high, and it's becoming a little bit uncontrollable, find something within all these tasks that you can control. For your dog, you're fully able to control like what they do, what you tell them that you're going to do, and how much money you're going to spend, and when you get to go, because you get to make the appointment. For grocery shopping, you're in control of what you buy. You're in control of how long you're in the store. Well, kind of, like minus the time waiting in line, but you're in control of your mindset when you go in there. So if something that you needed is out of stock, you're able to tell yourself it's okay, I'm not sure if I really needed that, or you're able to be flexible and make the time to go to another store to get it. Maybe you're going to the post office. You're super in control of when you get there, of, what the whole task is, the fact that you get to send away whatever it is. I know those are probably like poor examples, okay, of things that people do during the week. I don't do much outside the house. I go to like Target. We now get to go to TJ Maxx. I go to the regular grocery store, which in my town is called Safeway or Winco. And that's about it. There are very few things that I do in addition to that. We go to some friends' houses, but beyond that, I don't do a lot. So my examples of what you can do are kind of lacking, I agree. But if you're able to find just like a little piece within every event that you can control, like for me, so like I said, I go to my friend's house sometimes, and we visit with the new baby and the friends, and we just chit chat and hang out and chill, And the part of control that I have within that situation is I can leave whenever I want. And that is very important to me, because I get social anxiety, and it's a problem. And so I need to know that I can leave whenever I want. It's fine. They're going to be fine with it. And even if they weren't going to be fine with it, I'm able to manage that whole situation. Let's see, at Target, I'm able to control the fact that I am there in the store picking out the things that I need. I am able to take my time, because my life and events that are happening in my life aren't super pressing, so I don't feel like I'm running out of time. And I'm able to control my attitude if they're out of something, and if I have to wait in long lines, because I know that I made the choice to go there, and that's okay, and it's going to be worth it, and you're going to get through this line, because it's not going to last forever. So anyway, I digress. Find something that you can control within every little event you can. If your anxiety is just going through the roof and you just need to feel a little more grounded in that way. Something else that is helpful is to plan in some self-care time during the week. And this could be your saving grace when something doesn't go as planned, or just an added bonus to the week that is going along well. Again, you will have something to look forward to in a period of time already allocated to relax and recoup. Self-care is super important. I spent a whole week talking about self-care a couple weeks ago, and so if you're interested in that, I encourage you to go back and listen to those episodes of the podcast. They're clearly labeled as to what specifically I'm talking about for self-care, so if you're interested in some and not others, I totally get it. But self-care is super important because it's the time that we take to actually take care of ourselves. And if you're anything like me, you're spending a lot of time taking care of other people first and then yourself last, and you're continually trying to pour from an empty cup, because that's just how you roll, and you are having trouble getting out of that state of mind, that mindset, the way that you live your life. But I encourage you to consider adding some self-care into your calendar, into your schedule. And I always encourage you, even in those past episodes, to schedule it in, because it's kind of like an appointment. It's like something that you have to do. It's not just this idea of something you have to do. It's not just like a suggestion of something you should do. It's something that you have to do because you planned it in your week. You planned to do it. You planned exactly what was going to happen, and you did it. And again, there's more details in the other episodes, but you don't necessarily have to spend a bunch of money to indulge in self-care. It could be things that you easily do at home, like homemade masks. Maybe you'll take a longer walk. Maybe you'll work out a little bit longer. Maybe you'll spend time watching your favorite show. Maybe you'll spend extra time on the hobbies that you love that you don't necessarily have enough time to indulge in right now. Whatever it is, indulge in the self-care, plan it, put it on the calendar, put it in the schedule, and do it when it comes up, because you deserve that relaxation and recoup, and you can't continue to serve others when you haven't taken the time to rest and to be strong enough to take care of others. Okay, so take that into consideration. Also, make time for the things that spark so much crazy joy in your heart, whether that is a hobby, side hustle, or physical activity that you always feel better after putting time into. For me, that is writing or brainstorming for the podcast and YouTube content. I am trying to get into the habit of doing creative content stuff because it's what my heart wants to do and it makes me so happy. In addition to that, I like to work out, so me taking the time to actually get up in the morning and go to the gym and being responsible enough to go to bed on time at night and not stay up till like 1 or 2 in the morning, which has been happening lately and I hate it. I don't like it, but it's still happening. But regardless, not like being responsible and being diligent about going to bed on time so I can wake up and go work out before I go back to my home office, because it's important to me and I feel good afterwards, and it helps me get through the rest of the day. It really just sets a tone for my whole day, and I absolutely love it. So and then with the writing and just brainstorming, it's so much fun to sit and like create new files, create new lists, spreadsheets of what content I want to do, how I want to share my journey with anxiety and depression and mental illness with you guys. It's just amazing. So I love doing that. And it really does spark so much joy in me. And I am more and more getting more brave of sharing that with other people. And I encourage you to find the things that spark so much crazy joy in yourself that you feel like it's bubbling out of you, and make time for those things, because that'll definitely set you up for having one of the best weeks ever. And I know that on Monday's episode, I talked briefly about cleaning throughout the week or before the week starts. But if clutter upsets you as much as it does me, I encourage you to organize what you need organized before your week begins. This could really help with any anxiety or stress that comes when you don't know where something is and feel overwhelmed when everything is out of place. So if you prefer to clean through the week, that's totally fine. And if you prefer to literally just clean every single thing on Sunday night or Saturday and Sunday, that's fine too. But if you want to kind of have like a middle ground of that, I would encourage you to tidy up what needs to be tidied and then organize what you need to be organized so you are ready for Monday, where you're ready for the week. Like you have your desk in order if you work at home, or like I think I mentioned on Monday, on Friday before you leave your office, kind of tidy up. Or if you want to be like do it on Monday morning, like the first thing you do when you get to your desk at work, maybe arrive a few minutes early if that's an option, kind of tidy everything, organize it, get it ready for the week. You'll know where everything is, you'll have everything lined up and ready to go. I just feel like clutter kind of like drives me crazy, and I have a lot of clutter around my house, like for sure, and I'm working hard to find time to just like clean up little corners of clutter here, there, everywhere, get rid of stuff, stop being a hoarder. And I don't feel like I'm a true definition of the hoarder, but we have a lot of crap that we don't need and trying to get rid of it. We also live in a very small space, so it's like a 1,200 square foot house, but it's still a small space for everything that we have. I can't decide if we don't have enough space or we just have too much crap, or maybe it's a combination of both, but I digress. I like to declutter. I like to clean things up. And so a lot of times, even just taking 5 or 10 minutes to clean up my desk, even during the middle of the week or even at the end of my every single day, it makes me so happy. It makes me feel so much at peace, and it actually releases stress from me. So I encourage you to try that. If you struggle with clutter, just kind of driving you crazy or creating more stress and anxiety in your life, just take a few minutes to declutter. Lastly, make sure you are focusing on the present moments you are in every single day. Enjoy what is happening right now. Live in the moment as much as possible, because those moments will for sure contribute to your week being the best week ever. It will allow you to stop worrying so much about what is going to happen or what mistakes were already made. So I love encouraging everyone to live in the moment. I love encouraging myself to live in the moment because I also struggle with that. I struggle with it so much because I always want to worry about what's coming next. What do I need to do to prepare for the future? Or, just like dwelling on past mistakes, because hindsight is 20/20. But I am working really hard to enjoy the moments that we have right now because we're not promised tomorrow. I know people throw that phrase around all the time, but it's so true. So I encourage you, focus in on the moment, and you focus in on all the moments every single day of the week. You will have a great week because you'll be thoroughly ensconced, just invested in every single day and really enjoying it to the fullest, and just knowing that you put your all into every single day and it all meant something. So, well, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. I appreciate you coming back and listening, or if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to listen to this episode. Please check the description box for notes for the show, where you can find me on Instagram, which is at SabrinaJoyPerozzo. You can go to my website, which is SabrinaJoy.com, or there's my email address down there where you can send me any questions, comments, concerns, or prayer requests. I hope that you guys come back and listen to tomorrow's episode, which is the last episode of the week for this week's topic, or listen to any previous episodes that I have out before this. But thank you so much for listening. I hope that we'll see you soon. But until next time, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.